So, when PewDiePie announced that he was going to be donating the 50 grand to the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, a lot of Nazis started to freak out about it. Fuck, it's been a whole week. God, I wish I wasn't gone for a week, because then I'd be able to find the tweets. I'm also banned on Twitter right now, so you can see I still have about 9 hours left on my ban. I can't like any tweets. I can't retweet any tweets or anything. My account's locked. But, let's see. Fuck. Who's someone that was, like, tweeting about this? ER, who is a Nazi. He was one of the people who... Where the fuck is he? I think it's like E::R, I think. Fuck. I mean, does he have me blocked or something? No, there he is. Okay. He tweeted some shit about the PewDiePie thing. Hold on, let's see. So, he wasn't too thrilled. Me and him got into an argument. Some other guy I got into an argument with because I fucking muted them because they were retarded, but... Me and him got into an argument in DMs, he was, let's say he wasn't too happy about it. And a lot of people were also, a lot of other Nazis were believing that PewDiePie was bribed by the ADL, or that he was being blackmailed by the ADL into donating. Stone Toss also did, but we'll get into that in a second. However... when the shit tons of Nazis that unfortunately are in PewDiePie's community got super angry, mind you, actually, hold on. Let me clarify this by saying that I don't actually think PewDiePie's a Nazi, or even alt-right. I genuinely don't think he is. Personally, I think that he is in the position that any gaming-related YouTuber would be in this position, especially one with such a young audience, right? I don't think PewDiePie is personally a Nazi or alt-right, but he is, indirectly or not, harbored an audience of Nazis and alt-righters, right? He is as much as Notch is? No. Slash-rat. Notch is like full-on Pizzagate QAnon white nationalist. I don't think PewDiePie is even close to that. I don't think PewDiePie is even conservative. My personal belief, from what I can see, is that PewDiePie is kind of a gamer bro, so he's got some gamer bro takes, but I don't really think he's even on the right in general. I don't think he's even a conservative. My problem is, with PewDiePie, my main issue, and this has been my main issue with PewDiePie since I've been bread-pilled, has been that he knows that there are alt-righters in his community. He knows that white supremacists and neo-Nazis do idolize him. Now, a lot of people would say, but Pig Puncher, you can't blame somebody for, you know, something they can't control. You know, you can't blame somebody for their own audience. They can't control their audience, especially not a YouTuber with 100 million subscribers. How can you control their whole audience? That was them, by the way. This little hand thing, that's the people talking. That's not what anyone's asking. You can't really control your audience. Really, you can't make them do anything, but you can influence your audience very strongly, even as a 100 million subscriber YouTuber. And I'll explain how. So, let's use me as an example. I have about 0.00011% of his popularity, I believe, if my top-of-the-head math is correct. I am able to influence my audience by banning people who hold values that I disagree with, or actively speaking against the ideologies that they hold that I disagree with. I speak out saying that if you're a tanky or something like that, get the fuck out of my community. It's not too hard. The problem is, PewDiePie doesn't seem to want to do that. PewDiePie doesn't want to get into politics on his channel because it's bad for him. Overall, if he gets into politics on his channel, if he gets into these issues, if he gives his takes on these different things, that's bad for him. That means he's going to ostracize the Nazis in his community. And whether it's 1% of his community, or 10% of his community, or even 25% of his community, it still would be a problem. It would still sow, a bit of resentment against him. He would unquestionably lose subscribers, and he would lose that section of his fan base, which at the end of the day is bad for him. But the problem is, like I said, I don't believe PewDiePie's a Nazi, and I genuinely think he's troubled by some of the things that have happened in his name. So, for example, the Christchurch shooter. The fucking Christchurch shooter screamed, or, well, he didn't scream it, but if you watch the video, great. Fucking great. Washington Post asking me to turn off my ad block. If you look at any news article about the Christchurch shooting, which happened a little while ago, you'll see that, the Christchurch shooter gave a little bit of a shout-out to PewDiePie shortly before shooting up that mosque in Christchurch, New Zealand. He said, remember lads, subscribe to PewDiePie. I think that's what he said. And then the San Diego synagogue shooter, in his manifesto, only a few months later, I can't find it here. It was in San Diego, I believe. He shot up a synagogue. It was a few months after the Christchurch shooting. He wrote in his manifesto, it was obviously a joke, but still troubling nonetheless, that his shooting was planned and funded by PewDiePie. Obviously a meme. It's obviously a joke playing off the whole, the media will do anything to accuse PewDiePie of being a Nazi. It's kind of that whole argument. However, this is still very problematic because this is two mass shooters shouting out PewDiePie before murdering people in the name of white supremacy and, alt-right ideology. And I really believe PewDiePie is troubled by this. I don't think PewDiePie is happy about this outcome. People murdering, Nazis murdering people in his name. The problem is, if he wants to actually disavow these people, instead of making like a stupid Twitter post or vaguely alluding to them in a video or even donating to them, instead of doing that, why not talk about them? Why not specifically call out white nationalists and Nazis and say, I don't want you in my fucking community. I see you, people. I see you in my community. I want you gone. Stop thinking I'm on your side. Stop thinking I'm some sort of poster boy for you. I want you out of my community. And the reason he doesn't do it is because it hurts his bottom line. That would be too political. However, PewDiePie did release a video 4 days ago, I was busy moving at the time, called Why I Stopped Pew News. We're going to watch it on fast forward, or we're going to speed it up, but in this video, PewDiePie basically explains his reasoning for pulling his donation to the ADL, which he did after PewDiePie decided he wasn't going to donate to the ADL anymore. He made a video, and all the Nazis got fucking thrilled. Oh god, the Nazis were happy. But let's just see PewDiePie's statement on this. I'm gonna turn it up to 175. Here we go. If you don't like PewDiePie and you're gonna cringe out, I'm sorry, but we gotta watch this, okay? We gotta watch this.
I'm back. Good evening. I'm Papa Gloria. What did he do? Just tell me. What oopsie did PewDiePie do to drag me out of my retirement? I thought I was done. I thought he'd just move on playing Minecraft. Unbelievable. What did he do? He tried to donate to a charity. Oh, what? Oh, that's...
Okay, so one thing... Yeah, cringe. Lots of cringe in chat. So one thing I should probably point out for you guys right now is that I can already tell, but PewDiePie is going to do a lot of deflecting, and he's gonna frame this whole situation pretty dishonestly. Like, already he's saying that, oh, what he did wrong was donating to the ADL. No one was mad about that. The Nazis were mad about it, but that's not what anybody. That's not what the news organizations, and that's not what the anti-fascists or anybody were getting upset about. But that's some dishonest framing right there already. One thing that's also a little frustrating is he never takes these things very seriously. he always says he did an oopsie. Like, PewDiePie did an oopsie. That's kind of, that's what he does. It's a way of, it's a way to minimize the severity of something that he's done. It's something that he does a lot, and it's pretty frustrating. But, yeah, we're gonna continue to watch, okay? Let's see. Somebody told me he defends ER in this video. Someone told me he does that. I don't know if he does, but we'll see.
Bad. BBC posted, PewDiePie cancels 50,000 donation to anti-hate group. I messed up. Great title, BBC. Very nice. Here's what actually happened. Oh, we're back at it again, aren't we? I'll explain the full context really quickly. For my 100 million reward video, I wanted to donate to a charity to celebrate hitting 100 million subscribers. And I thought a charity that is against racism and anti-Semitism makes sense to sort of put an end to a lot of bad chapters in the past that are way overspoken about it. And it's just boring me at this point. But the internet started freaking out because they were like, why are you donating to this charity? This charity celebrated you.
Not the internet. The internet did not the internet did not freak out. Nazis freaked out. White supremacists were freaking out. When you made your statement, you posted that clip of like of a Discord message. There was like a little bit of text. I think you guys probably remember this. There was like a little bit of text peeking out from the top of the little screenshot, and people, the Nazis, were like lining it up to say like help me, or I didn't want to donate. Like they were making all sorts of conspiracies, but sure, it was the internet was freaking out about it. It was just the internet. Yeah, it wasn't like it was Nazis or anything getting extremely pissed about this.
You losing your position with Disney. This charity has also done other things that are kind of questionable and worth criticism, and it's almost like it was taking a way bigger stand.
What have they done worth criticism, PewDiePie? I wish you would have said it right now. Like, yeah, the ADL is anti-Palestinian, and they're very, they are in a form anti-Semitic because they're Zionists, but not going to call that out. Instead, just going to deflect. Like, I don't like this. It really frustrates me. This is something about him that frustrates me so much. I know he's not a Nazi. I know he isn't. He isn't a Nazi, but he's too fucking scared to call the Nazis out in his community, and he's too scared to face the backlash or flack he would get from both the media and the Nazis and his fans that have no fucking idea what he's talking about. Like, he won't get that political, I know, but it's frustrating because I know he's not a Nazi. I know he isn't. And it would be so fucking powerful too if he were to come out about it as like full-on disavowing all Nazis. Like, imagine how powerful that would be. Have you seen how many Nazis call him? Here, look at this. Look at this. This one Vosh sent me in DMs. Let me bring it up. Notch, not Notch. I said Notch. Vosh DM'd this to me. It was, where is it? Stone Toss is on Twitter. The Nazi animator, or not Nazi animator, the Nazi comic book artist. You know about Stone Toss, you guys. He's a Nazi. He makes comics. It's a thing. So back when this happened, where is it? I don't think he deleted it or anything. I think I'm just. Where is it? I'm just gonna go to his tweets and replies. If anyone has a link to it, he commented on PewDiePie retracting his donation to the ADL. I can't find it. Did he delete it or something? Do you guys... If anyone wants to link it in chat, I'll open it up. But, oh, okay, yeah. Daily reminder that bravery in today's time is a rare sight, and you ought to reward those who display it. Resubscribe to PewDiePie. Okay, hand signal. Yeah. So basically, he unsubbed from PewDiePie when he announced he was donating to the ADL, and resubscribed whenever he retracted his donation. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Also, when PewDiePie made his announcement that he was retracting his donation from the ADL, wears an Iron Cross. He's not a Nazi, guys. No, it's Sidem. I can't pronounce your fucking name. We'll get into that in a second. Yeah, so he did wear on his shirt, if you can't see here, in his video where he announced that he's retracting his donation from the ADL, he wears a sweater it's like some Georgian fucking designer clothing. He's worn it before. It has the fucking Gregorian cross on it, which is pretty close to the Iron Cross. Really don't think that I don't think it was like a signal to people, but holy fuck, worst wardrobe choice he could have chosen for a video like this. And of course, Stone Toss, a literal Nazi, was like, that announcement, that collar, what a fucking king. This empowered Nazis a lot. It did. Nazis were so fucking empowered by this. The fact that he withdrew his donation and then fucking wore a symbol that looks unmistakably like the Iron Cross on his fucking collar as he did it. It's horrible optics. Whether he's a Nazi or not, I don't think he is. I have evidence to support that. It's fucking terrible optics, and it empowered Nazis so much. So, try to imagine in your head right now, what would happen if PewDiePie... Cole Ray, I'll get into why I don't think he's a Nazi, don't worry. So imagine in your head right now if PewDiePie, like, sat down for, like, a 10-minute video and was like... So there's a group called the Alt-Right, and they're a bunch of Nazis and white supremacists. They're terrible fucking people, and they think that I'm one of them. They think that I'm, like, their poster boy. And they say subscribe to PewDiePie before they shoot places up. And just literally just going into detail. You know, it's just, it's fucked up. Like, imagine how empowering, like, it would be for us if he disavowed those Nazis. Imagine how fucking crushed they would be. Look how crushed they were when he donated to the ADL. And that wasn't even straight up, that wasn't even calling out the Nazis. That was just a fucking donation to an anti-hate group. And that pissed him off that much. They unsubbed from him. Imagine how crushing it would be to them if they found out the #1 most subscribed YouTuber in the world, instead of just being sort of a fucking centrist or possibly even a crypto-fascist. Imagine if it was revealed he was against them. Imagine how powerful that would be, guys. Imagine how fucking powerful that would be. Thank you, Flower Garden, for posting the website chat in Twitch chat. Actually, you should post it in YouTube chat. As a matter of fact, I'm going to post the link to watch on the website right now in the restream chat. Yeah, come to the website, pigpuncher.com/live. Here you'll be able to talk and chat and just do everything. It's awesome. I don't think he likes BLM. I don't know. So, do you guys want to know my reasoning for why I think he's probably not a Nazi? I can bring it up now. TYT, PewDiePie. So, TYT did a, it was Hassan Piker on TYT, he did a little thing on PewDiePie. It was called Alt-Right or Irresponsible Gamer Bro. And the conclusion is overall, he's an irresponsible gamer bro, but regardless of that, he still ends up empowering fascists due to his spineless neglect and his inability to call out Nazis in his audience. As you can see, the PewDiePie fans and the Nazis very much bombed this video, but what can you expect? But hey, there is a scene right here.
Where is this PewDiePie?
So, this is the clip that I was talking about. He has gotten into politics in the past. PewDiePie has gone into politics. Back in the day, back in like 2014, he had a podcast, right? Where he would actually talk about like things. Like he wasn't in character like he is in all of his videos. I honestly think he should do this again. I genuinely think PewDiePie should start a fucking podcast again, or do his podcast and go into detail about his like personal, like being himself, because no doubt he'll come out against Nazis in that podcast as he did before. So let's play that clip here. This is why I don't think PewDiePie's a Nazi. This is only like a 4-year-old clip, okay?
Because in Sweden, it's the younger people that are racist. It's not the older ones.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know how that works, but that's how it is. Like, the older people are understanding and, like, good people.
Yeah.
The young are just douchebags.
I think he also told me that, like, a lot of, like, they blame it on the immigration, but, like, a lot of crime has increased a lot in the last few years.
It's so easy to blame it on the immigrants.
Yeah.
It's really not true. And statistics show that it isn't, but people like to say it is. And it's the same with like rape, because apparently we have like more rape than ever in Sweden.
Oh wow.
Like it literally like tripled in the last couple of years, and now everyone's like, it's the damn immigrants, but then statistics shows that it's more Swedish people than anyone.
Oh wow.
And it also shows that the immigrants that actually do it is also like from Norway and Denmark and shit.
No, so they're almost
But
local.
we just had an election in Sweden, and 13% of voters voted for Swedish Democrats, which is a racist and homophobic party. Good job, Sweden. So proud of you. Idiots. I'm so done with Sweden. We had my mom was like crying over it. It's crazy.
Where is this?
So, he wasn't a Nazi 4 years ago, clearly. That was a pretty fucking good take. That was a very good take. The problem is, sure, a lot could change in 4 years. A lot changed in 4 years for me, but I don't know. I like, from what I've seen when he does actually get into politics, he seems like he's pretty against racism and homophobia. He's definitely pretty left-leaning. The problem is he's too painfully centrist to speak out against the Nazis in his audience. So we'll continue with this video. I just wanted to give you, because there were people in chat saying, he's not a Nazi just because you think he's not. Like, no, I had my reasons for believing he's probably not a Nazi. I mean, it seems pretty likely he's just really fucking inept when it comes to this stuff.
Just wanting to stop racism and anti-Semitism. It became way more than that for a lot of people. And the more I looked into the charity, and I don't want to go into the specific of why, I don't think the charity is as bad as everyone says, but at the same time, it just didn't make sense for me to donate it to it. So I said, I'm going to still donate just to another charity with the same idea and the same intent behind it, just another charity. If you have a recommendation, I would love to hear it in the comments, by the way, because I am still donating, okay? But of course, I mean, I knew it was going to be taken badly, but the headlines are just amazing. First, BBC, of course. I really like the addition of the quote, I messed up. Kind of be like, as if I was saying, oh, I messed up for trying to donate to these anti-hate.
He promotes Nazi channels now. Well, it's not like he's doing it, like, currently. However, he apparently does defend ER in this, so we'll see.
How could I try to stop hate? Oh, well, I messed up.
Wait. No, PewDiePie. Okay, so already, a little bit of dishonesty. No one was getting mad at you for donating to the ADL. Well, Nazis were getting mad at you for donating to the ADL. The media, on the other hand, they were mad that you withdrew your donation because Nazis pressured you into, withdrawing that donation.
Like BBC, seriously? And then Twitter, PewDiePie retracts $50,000 donation to Jewish anti-hate group. How could he? I'm still gonna donate! Now, the craziest part about this whole thing hasn't even been addressed yet, which was the sweater I wore. Twitter lost their mind over the sweater I wore. Which was...
Here he explains the sweater thing. I think you can probably take his word on this one. I mean, I'm not like a huge PewDiePie fan, but I used to defend him a lot back in the day. I used to watch his stuff. He's had the shirt, he's had the sweater for a while. He's really into fucking designer clothing. He's been for a while. But still pretty fucking bad optics. Empowered a lot of Nazis, and it's pretty shitty.
It was one of those things that at first was kind of funny, and then he's just spiraled into something like, okay, this is just messed up. Like, what's actually wrong with people? So some people took this sweater as a way for me to symbolize to Nazis that
He
I'm
still shouldn't have worn it in that announcement. Of course
This is how
not.
people think. I'm not even changed. Like,
Of course he shouldn't have worn it in the announcement. Holy shit, yeah, of course not. It's super fucking stupid. I mean, regardless of his intent, the harm is there. Oh yeah, Corey, you're 100% right on that, and I'm gonna get into that at the end of this video.
this is not even a straw man. This is what people think. That cross, people were very sure that that was a Nazi cross, and people started, attacking me because of it. Never mind
I mean,
the fact
it's-
that Georgian characters literally right next to it. Never mind the fact that I've worn it many times before on my channel.
Yes.
And the only time I see people comment
Although it's indistinguishable, really. Like, look at it. He's gonna bring it up again, I'm pretty sure. Look at it, and then look at an iron
the Georgian
cross.
people with excitement. I don't think about
Like, that's the Iron Cross. Mind you, I think the Iron Cross is also still used today by the German military, who are not Nazis, but, like, there's no, like, it's pretty hard to fucking tell. A duck is a duck. It was perceived as, the people who were seeing it as the Nazi Iron Cross were the Nazis, too. Like, I feel like most leftists have looked at it and said, ooh, dude, ugh, really bad choice of fucking clothing for a video where you're talking about retracting a donation to an anti-hate group because the Nazis in your audience pressured you into it. It's the Nazis who are looking at it and are being like, oh my god, this is a sign. What a fucking king. Like, it already kind of a dishonest framing here.
about what I wear that much. I didn't even know about the Iron Cross. I think I heard something about it, but I don't think about these things. I don't care about these tiny Nazi references. Like, it's just crazy. Twitter even had to update the whole thing to clarify that the symbol was actually not a Nazi cross. What? He didn't wear a Nazi outfit. And even then, a lot of people were saying, like, the German cross is not necessarily Nazi thing in general, but that was not even what it was. The cross in Georgia is a very important symbol.
Not true,
It's
as
literally
Vosh
used in their
showed?
flag.
What are you referring to, Lil Mateus?
Is anything but a Nazi brand. And a lot of people be like, oh, he doesn't care about Georgia. I'm like, I've spoken about this brand before. I really like this brand because
In context, it's pretty Iron Crossy. Yeah, I mean, in the context is what makes it like a problem. I don't feel like if he was doing an episode of like meme, fucking Reddit meme, bonus meme, whatever the fuck he does, if he was like wearing it, I don't think anyone would be making a big deal out of it. It's the fact that he decided to fucking wear it while announcing his withdrawal of the donation. That's a lie, Pig Puncher. He brought up the Iron Cross in a Let's Play with a tank. Wait, he did? He has in the past recognized the Iron Cross as a German/Nazi symbol? Oh shit, he lies here? Hold on. Did he claim he didn't know what it meant?
it's literally used in their flag. And the brand I was wearing then
Hold on.
is anything but
Let
a
me
Nazi
see.
brand. And a lot of people be like, oh, he doesn't care about Georgia. I'm like, I've spoken about this brand before. I really like this brand because they do a lot of dumb stuff, like having a sweater that's inside out. How quirky. But then also doing serious stuff. Like, the designer is from Georgia. He did this collection to bring attention to what it was like growing up in Georgia during that war-ridden period. It was funny seeing people retract their initial statement about this as well. Like, oh, actually, I found out it's a Georgian cross and not an actual Nazi cross, but he's still an idiot for wearing it. I mean, now we're talking at least. Like, that's a fair argument that I can actually agree with.
Like, PewDiePie, don't just say, oh yeah, I was dumb, haha. Like, take responsibility for it, dude. Like actually speak out about this. This is what's so annoying. Like, you can sum up his explanation for when he does this shit as just he made an oopsie. Like, he has brought up the Iron Cross before. Also, what was written on the collar is almost similar to what was written on the Nazis' belts. Generic phrase, but when it's combined with the Iron Cross, it's super whistly. Like, still, I don't know. Let's watch this video. I want to see what he says.
Like, if people think it's irresponsible of me, and maybe I should know more, sure. Like, that's criticism I can actually take. But to blatantly just say, he did this because he's a Nazi, it's the dumbest thing ever. And all these people retracting their statement about it, it's almost the same thing as me retracting my donation, because I didn't find out all the information yet. What's crazy how people do that? Except I'm not calling anyone horrible things. It's ridiculous.
No, he did not retract his donation because he didn't know some information about the ADL. He retracted it because he was getting massive amounts of backlash from Nazis. Don't minimize it like that, my guy.
I want to point out, I think both ends of the extreme are complete lunatics, delusional. You know, Nazis that think I'm trying to signalize to them by wearing a Georgian sweater, you're idiots. And the opposite of people trying to pinpoint me as a Nazi to make me some sort of villain, you're idiots too. And me, for wearing something that could be referenced, although it was completely not in my mind at all, makes me an idiot too. We're all idiots. Congratulations.
Oh no, that's the centrist take. Okay. So this is the problem. I've already said this once since we started this fucking stream, but I don't like this. I don't like that he's just gonna, like, leave it at, huh, dumb me, Nazis are idiots. The people thinking I'm a Nazi are idiots, and I'm an idiot for making a mistake. I did an oopsie. Like, he can literally just say that and get away with it. Jesus Christ. We've seen ER and Gab admit that he's trying to bring the youth over to fascism. Oh yeah, no, ER is a Nazi. He is. Even in my brief interactions with him, he's very much, like, he's a Nazi, and he knows that I know he's a Nazi, and he loves that. Like, okay.
You know, it's the exact same thing that happened a few months ago when, same thing, you know, I was trying to do something nice. This time I was trying to donate to a charity. And then the other time I tried to give a shout out to a bunch of smaller channels. I thought that was a good idea. And then, what was it, like 30 channels? And then one of them had like this super edgy joke hidden into it, like 40 minutes into the video, and I said, I like this channel because of anime reviews, whatever. And then
No. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. No. Okay. That's not what happened at all. Nope. Okay. So, what happened was, you wanted to give a shout out to a bunch of YouTubers that are smaller than you. Well, every YouTuber is smaller than you. You wanted to give a shout out to a bunch of YouTubers, and there was an anime review channel that you said you liked, because you liked his Death Note review. Granted, in his Death Note review, there isn't really too much. Damn, a lot of his shit got removed. Holy fuck. Granted, in his Death Note review, there's not really too much that's bad, right? Like, I watched it on stream. There wasn't much Nazi shit in it. Like, I didn't see... There was. No, there was a, fuck, no. There was actually a literal, there was literally a reference to, to Heather Heyer in it. In that same video, there was the Heather Heyer thing. I don't blame PewDiePie if he actually didn't know. He didn't know that, but that was an edgy joke. That was not an edgy joke. Wait, okay. So here's the problem. So what ER does, he's very open about it. ER is a Nazi. He's said on Gab and stuff that he pretends to joke about the Jewish question and until the joke really lands. He's very open about it. He had a lot of his videos have been taken down. Like, so for example, this is like probably 60 videos on this page right now, and he has 318 subscribers. He had a lot more videos back in the day. He had an entire like fucking archive of ones on Steven Universe. There's still a few up, but there was a lot more at one point. But he had a video at one time that was literally just called Gems. It was like Jews, like in all the parentheses, but instead gems. So, whew. Yeah, that video got taken down. But yeah, he's a Nazi. He's a Nazi. He's also shouted out the kill stream at one point, from my understanding. He's done some fucked up shit. He's done, like, I don't think he's a Nazi, but Nazis think he is. So that's the problem. Doesn't make a difference. Whether or not he's a Nazi, it really doesn't matter. The Nazis think he is, and that's what makes the difference. That's it right there. That's how you summarize all that. Hey, Small, what's going on? That's basically all you need to know.
PewDiePie gives shout out to a hateful anti-Semitic YouTube channel, and the whole crowd just goes, "See, I knew he was a Nazi. This is evidence." Because people just read the headlines or take it the way they want to, but when you understand the full context of what happened, it's always switched back again to, "Oh, well, he should be more responsible." That was not your initial argument. Your initial argument was that I'm a Nazi.
No. Nope. Now PewDiePie is doing the thing that he's doing the thing that he just accused us of doing, just reading the headlines. If you actually read these articles, they're like, "Hey, so here's the biggest, most subscribed YouTuber on the fucking platform. In the past, he's made some pretty bad anti-Semitic jokes and whatnot. Also, he gave a shout out to a Nazi YouTube channel. He shouted out, or he defended a Nazi podcast. On top of that, he announced he was going to donate to the ADL, an anti-hate group, a Jewish anti-hate group. But then, after Nazis and his audience berated him, he withdrew the donation. And then, when announcing he was going to withdraw the donation, he wore an object that looked, or a piece of clothing that had a symbol on it that looked indistinguishable from the Iron Cross on it. And Nazis and his audience now think that he is one of them. On top of that, multiple white nationalist neo-Nazi mass shooters have shouted him out shortly before murdering people in the name of Nazism. Like, that's what they were saying. Not that he's like just straight up a Nazi. Pig Puncher, look up his unaltered Get Out review. Paranoid Sketsio. It's actually white racism, by the way, and he says the N-word 100 times in it. P.S. He stole his Legend of Korra video from a Muslim YouTuber straight up word for word. Not surprised, YTwit. Nazis are pretty uncreative. The T-Series thing was against the whole of India. From my understanding, back then, when the whole T-Series thing was happening, at least early on, I was on PewDiePie's side because fuck corporations. But he was, like, donating money to like, Indian charities and stuff. Like, it wasn't... Like, he was actually pretty open that it wasn't a battle against India. It was a battle against, like, corporations or whatever. Like, small creators against corporations. That's what I remember it being. If I'm wrong, then you guys can correct me. But that was my understanding of it. But yeah, I guess... my overall point here is that I personally don't think PewDiePie's a Nazi. But my opinion doesn't matter. My opinion on whether or not PewDiePie is a Nazi doesn't matter. It plays nothing into this whole topic at all. In no way, shape, or form does it. What matters is that Nazis think PewDiePie is a Nazi. And when Nazis think that the biggest public figure, possibly in the world, honestly, he's probably... Would you guys agree he's probably the biggest public figure in the world? I would. When Nazis think that he's one of them, and his success empowers them, that's a problem. Like, anyone watching this right now should be able to agree. If Nazis are empowered by the biggest public figure on the planet, then that's bad, right? Like, that's a bad thing. Yeah, Donald Trump, you're right, yeah. Oof. He was also praised by Breitbart. He was praised by Stormfront when he pulled his donation. Like I think Stormfront. Oh, actually no, I can't bring it up. No. I'll get banned from Twitch. I remember the title had some gamer words in it that'll get me banned from Twitch. Even Stormfront, like a full-on like proud neo-Nazi like publication. Like this isn't like I'm not going SJW here and saying, oh, they say some stuff that, you know, could be construed as Nazism. Like, no, they call themselves Nazis. They are proud of it. Yeah, whew. Even they were praising him. So, at the end of the day, what needs to happen, what I want to see, is PewDiePie sit down for 5 minutes. Whether it be when he's streaming on DLive, or in a video, or if he ever starts, like, a new podcast one day, which I think he should do, and just, like, fucking vent his feelings about this. Because if he's not a Nazi, which I don't think he is, if I were in his place and I knew that multiple neo-Nazis had shouted me out and murdered innocent people in my name, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So, if that's the case for him, I want him to just vent about it. Because either he will come out full-on as a Nazi if he vents about it, if he is a Nazi, or he'll just disavow those Nazis. He'll explain that he isn't a Nazi, he doesn't like them, he's against them, he doesn't want them in his community, and, yeah, I mean, that's basically what I would like to see. Hopefully you guys agree.